Sweet. New toy. I don't have time to learn how to use this. Wait a minute. Hey.
What?
R&D. Figure it out.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Beards, Bourbon, and Games. I'm your co-host, Conqueror Corey, and we have Mike.
Or Mr. Giggles.
Or Mr. Giggles. And today we're doing a product review of the Epilogue GB Operator.
Ooh.
So this is a new toy that Mike picked up. He asked me to play with it and figure it out. What it is it's...
Asked is kind of a relative term. I threw it at him and made him figure it out.
I lost so many chips. So it is actually a Game Boy cartridge reader that can read Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games, and it has a built-in emulator that you download. So let's see how easy this is. We got a computer cast in the back. We're going to try to show off some features of it. All right, so we're going to open it up here. Real simple box. You have your instructions.
You have a little note here. Thank you. You play a huge part in our mission to preserve video game history. We plan on releasing more products that bring life to... You play a huge part of our mission to preserve video game history. We plan on releasing more products that bring to life the nostalgia of childhood games with a modern twist. Together, we will make sure that retro games aren't forgotten as time passes by, but their charm is here for generations to come. I really like that.
Yeah, Sony.
I like that a lot.
Nintendo.
If you can't tell, we really like retro games a lot.
So the device itself is pretty neat. It feels kind of cool.
Pretty small.
Real simple. USB-C. I like that.
Oh, wow.
And then here we have the cable. So real simple box here. All right. So we are going to go to the website to download the emulator or the program to run it because it has a built-in emulator that you play your games through.
I have to say, the construction on this is really nice. Like, I really like the plastic. I like the choice of the clear. Look inside and actually see the components. The Epilogue logo on the inside, and it's got a nice rubber grip on the bottom. It actually sticks to things pretty good, so it's not going to slide around and fall off real easy.
When you type in this address, just a heads up, because this threw me off first, it is epilogue.co, not epilogue.com. Your browser will freak out on you and will say, we cannot find this. Ask me how I know. Alright, so pretty basic page as you can see here. Introducing GB Operator. Revisit your childhood favorites. I'm a big fan of simple sites. It is very simple. It is a very simple web page. We're going to go up the downloads, click that, and then we have three options. We have download for Windows, download for Mac OS, and download for Linux.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
What if it'll run on the Steam Deck?
Oh. Challenge accepted.
All right, so we're going to download for Windows because I am on my GPD WinMax here. So it's going to download our just simply exe. You simply click it. It is going to prompt to install it. Just like yes. I do not accept these terms.
You don't want to be a human centipede?
If I don't buy Apple products. So the install is straightforward. I like how simple they've made this because not everybody wants to invest the time to learn all the tricks and secrets that there are to emulation. And emulation is not hard to get into, especially with retro art. It's not too bad. We do have a video tutorial on it, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people just they have a retro game collection. They want to be able to plug it in. They want to be able to run it. They want to play it. I can understand and I can respect that because not everybody has that determination or patience, or in this case, likes to be punished like I do when I try to get these things to work.
There's a reason he's the retro emulation specialist of our group, is because he likes the pain.
It can be a little bit tricky. So as you can see here, the program is running. It is searching for the device. So what I'm going to do is I am going to plug up the USB-C cable to that. I'm so glad everything is adopting USB-C now.
Oh yeah, it just makes everything so much easier. Wow, it's actually a decent sized cable too.
Pretty long. Now, ideally, what you would want to hook this up to is like a desktop computer or a small form factor PC. Those little bitty square PCs hooked up to this
that'd be
thing
perfect.
would be amazingly good.
Or hooking it up to one of the RetroArch PCs that we help you build. We showed you how to build before that you can kind of get anywhere.
All right, so now we have it hooked up. It says, please insert a cartridge. So that is our next step. So here we have data and we do have photos. You can take photos. You can actually back up your saves, which is fantastic for Pokemon games. I'm curious if you can just load your saves from the program versus the cartridge, which is a notorious problem now for a lot of collectors. Unless you have soldering skills, you can't replace those batteries.
Right.
And it gets a little bit tricky because...
That's one of the cool things about this is like you said, these old games like this, they had a battery on them that actually helped save basically maintain the save state of your game. And once that battery was gone, you just lost everything. And that's one of the that's one reason I bought this is like, my old Pokemon games. Wow.
Pokemon. Sorry.
Words are really hard. I can back them all up. I can replace the battery, and then I can restore those backups to that. I actually have soldering skills, so I can do that. If you don't know how to solder a game, we're talking about doing a video on those later, but there's a whole bunch of those out there. Shows you very simple steps on how to do it. You can also get some of your friends to help you do it, so forth and so forth. But it's not too hard to do.
All right, so I'm going to take Super Mario Land. By the way, did you know that the Game Boy was the first console to display 60 FPS on this game?
I did not know that.
Yes. All right, we're gonna it just pops in. Here's what I think's really cool about this, and collectors are gonna love this. This has the ability to tell you if you're running an official cartridge or not. It will actually flag it if it's a fake cartridge.
That is freaking sweet.
So if you have a GPD Win Max, or
wow,
you could just like pack this thing around with you, and you see somebody at a flea market, so yeah, man, can I see it for a minute? Pop, pop, pop. This says it's not. So
oh man, because that is a huge problem in the GBA market for retro collectors. People selling different cartridges, especially the Pokemon Fires and the Fire Reds and Leafy Green and stuff like that. There's so many of them out there that are fake that you run into all the time.
Flash cartridges are like what, $10 for a dozen?
Yeah,
it's probably not in today's market, but they're really cheap to get.
And you just you buy the housing, you stick it in there. You gotta be so careful when you buy those things.
You can buy stickers to make it look legit.
Oh yeah.
So, that's a nice touch. Good job, guys. Now we got to configure the keypad. So I'm going to switch my GPD into controller mode, and I'm going to tap configure controls. Now you ready for this?
Yeah.
You ready for how difficult this is?
Yeah.
You press rebind keys. I'm going to press my A button, B button, up, left, down, right. Start, select. My controller's mapped.
That's awesome.
My emulator's mapped.
That easy.
That easy. This is probably the easiest controller mapping I've seen, aside from like the PlayStation ones that auto detect X input.
That is so cool.
So that is Dolphin. You could put that in your emulator. Because every time I have to pull up a picture of the GameCube controller
and be like,
which keys to map to my controller. So, Dolphin devs, if you are listening, that would be an amazing feature. One press, and it's probably there, and I haven't noticed it yet. If it is there and I haven't noticed it, please let me know in the comments. Say, hey, you're being a dummy. It is there. Click this.
He literally complains about that every time we go to play something on Dolphin emulator.
So I think it even has keyboard settings. Now there's emulation settings, device settings coming soon. So this is a beta software. So this is fairly new.
Yeah.
So let's hit launch, shall we?
It's running really well.
So it's actually Really nice. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but it's sounds playing good. You got the fire too. You can shoot the fireballs. It plays really, really good. It's really, really simple to plug in. Let's go to data here. See what it says. Download game. Store game data on your computer. Create a digital replica of your collections. This can rip ROMs.
Yes.
So, nice. Let's go ahead and stop the emulation. I want to go ahead and rip the ROM. I'm playing that. All right, so we're going to go to data. We're going to hit download game, start. We're going to pick an area for us to save. And I'm just going to put it on my desktop here. We're going to get flagged by Nintendo so hard. Saves in the GB file. That's the standard file. For those that don't know, this is actually the legal way to do emulation. And that was quick. Did that finish?
It's already done.
Right there it is. My desktop.
That's amazing.
You can digitize your collection. All right, let's switch to a different game, shall we? Well, before we do that, you can download a save, upload a save, download a game. Okay, so I guess you have to be playing before you can do any of the others. We're gonna unplug it, and we're going to actually fire up a nice little game that I didn't even know existed until Mike found it.
I didn't either. When I found it, I was so excited.
Azure Dreams for the Game Boy. I loved it on the PlayStation.
Loved it.
I had
so
no
great.
idea it was on the Game Boy.
I didn't either. It was a complete fluke for me. I thought it was fake at first.
Well, I'm happy to tell you it is an official cartridge.
Good.
We're gonna go over the data here. Okay, so we can upload a save, download a save. What does the upload save do? Transfer a duplicate of your save data from your computer to the cartridge. You can switch between your emulator and this on the go.
Yeah, you could. That's pretty freaking sweet.
See how it does? Okay, that tells me when it went so fast on Mario, it's probably because I think I remember reading something that this doesn't use a whole lot of data at all.
No, I mean, look, you saw the models and textures of it.
So yeah, I mean, it literally downloads. So you can upload your save. You can download your save from the cartridge to your computer. Now you may ask, well, why would you want to do that? What's the purpose of this? These cartridges, the pins in them, do wear out over time.
Yes, that is a big. These games, N64 games, SNES games, NES games, anything that has pins on it, pins wear out. And once they wear out, the game's dead. The more you play the game, the more it dies. And that's just unfortunate.
So I really love how they gave us this tool to like make your collection permanent.
Yeah, you basically can save the games is basically what it boils down to.
All right, are you ready to start this?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see how it is.
Oh, it's still on download game. Whoops. Launch. I've never played this.
I haven't either.
Licensed by Nintendo.
It's really weird because this one came out on here, and the other one came out on PlayStation. Oh, wow.
No, not a bad port. What does exchange mean?
Maybe trade with people?
Way to go, Wreath. I forgot his mom's name's Wreath and his dad's name is Guy.
Yep.
So this game was ahead of its time because in the PlayStation version, it's actually one of my favorites. It's probably one of the first games I remember there being a romance system.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there were other ones before, surely, but it's the first one I remember.
It is the first one that I remember as a game of being like, oh, I got to make sure I impress this girl because I want her to like me, and you'd end up giving her gifts, and it'd take a long time, and eventually you would marry her, and you'd build this big house for her. And it was pretty great.
She still wasn't happy.
No.
Mrs. Conquer, I'm kidding. I love you. Yeah, build a whole generation of like trying to get waifus, man.
Yeah.
Man, if you want to win her heart, chuck gifts at her.
Lots of gifts.
Lots of gifts.
Certain girls did like certain things better, and then you marry them, they move in your house with you, and yeah, they'd help you raise your monsters. It was a really cool game. It really was. It was beyond its time.
Always romance the clown girl. Rico or Nico is what her name was.
It's been so long I can't remember what her name was.
It's a childhood friend. I'm always a sucker for the childhood friend thing. Dear God. But yeah, I'm always a sucker for the boy girl childhood friends grow up sweethearts thing. I'm totally a sap for that. But my name is Co, by the way. My dad's name, Guy. How about something like Co? Co or Rocky?
They were real.
Oh, yes,
real
Co!
Deep. Real deep.
It feels like something decided by God a long time ago. Our son, Co, grow up strong and well. Oh, grow up strong and well. Okay, Nico's her name. Okay. So the PlayStation version does have the portraits. It has the sprites. It has the, but at the time, you couldn't play Azure Dreams on the go. We didn't have that technology then.
No.
The young ones watching right now, you don't know how great you got it.
Yep.
You don't know.
Oh, we sound like a bunch of boomers.
Back in my day, we went uphill both ways to school.
I feel like we should have like these massive beards and just. They're just super gray, and it's like hunched over, talking about how great the old times were when your kid went for snappers.
You remember when you bought a game and it was complete and not locked behind DLC? I remember.
No one heard a day one patch. If it didn't work, you just couldn't beat the game.
Wasn't there a game that released that you couldn't beat because it?
Yeah, I can't remember which name. It wasn't one of the mana ones. I can't remember.
It was an awful game. One of them was an awful game.
It was an awful game.
But anyways, so back to the topic at hand because we get distracted here at BBG. Oh, look at that portrait. Look at that Trigun style animation right there. But it's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Given the time. Listen here, you have to treat women with respect. If you can't do that, you'll never be able to take on the town. Okay, I've seen enough. So here we have. Why is it not letting me hit escape? There we go. Let's quit. Current save to your cartridge. No, discard. Oh, cool. It offers to let you save on your cartridge if it supports saving.
Nice.
I guess Mario didn't do that because it doesn't support saving. I guess that was one of the early ones that didn't have the battery in it.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts?
I like this. Now, here's one thing we didn't touch on: the price point. There's a lot of similar products like this out there that you can do DIY, do it yourself, build them. Parts run you between $80 and $100. There's ones that build it for you that run, $150, something like that. This one is only $49.99. I am super impressed with the cost, what it does, and the value it gives it. Conquer Corey being able to bring this with us when we go retro game hunting and be like, let's see if that's real. Click. If I go to buy like a $100, $120 Pokemon game, or sometimes a $300 Pokemon game, I want to make sure it's real.
Yeah.
I plug it in, it comes up real. That blows my mind. That's not a feature I knew about, and that is so cool to me. I love this device. This is going to have a home on the main BBG rig, just sitting there. I'm going to back up all my old games, and I am going to play them. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, we always had a way of backing up our PlayStation games and stuff, and we had some of our backups from before on SNES and stuff, but now we got an option to back up our Game Boy games.
Yep.
So, really awesome. But with the price point, are you happy with your purchase?
I'm very happy with this purchase. I would make it again. If they finish the SNES model, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System one, I'll buy it in a heartbeat. I will pre-order it and I will wait patiently. When I bought this one, they were a couple months out. It took it a while for it to get to me. Right now, they're shipping within a month, looks like, last I looked. So if you want to get you one, grab it. Get it.
I wonder if they're going to work their way up and go to DS games.
I hope so. There are so many old games that we cannot get a hold of anymore. And that once they shut down their shops, are just going to go away unless somebody has the original physical copy. Those original physical copies aren't being made anymore.
They're expensive.
And they're very expensive. But something like this, you can back yours up that you currently have, and then if something happens and it dies, you can keep playing it from your machine. Or maybe replace the guts of your cartridge.
And like I mentioned before, this is the actual legal way to create ROMs if you care about that, if it's a moral dilemma for you. I can neither confirm or deny there is a way to search and get ROMs online, but we're not going to tell you how. Mm-hmm. That's just up to you to search and find yourself. But you know, a lot of folks like just like having items, and it feels good to just slide that cartridge in. Sometimes it's a collector's thing. You know, I'm more of a digital game owner. I buy a lot of digital games. Mike is more of a physical collector. He likes to have physical copies of things, and so these things are right up his alley. Now I look at that and I'm like, well, you know, it's neat, but I don't have any cartridges anymore. I've long since converted my library to digital because I've lost a lot of my original stuff that I bought. Just over the years, I've lost it, so I reacquired it through digital means. But I want to stress again, and I know I keep coming back to this, how easy it was to get this up and running. It was literally, you install a program, you plug it up to your computer, you put the cartridge in, and you literally click one button to configure your control panels. That's the hardest part that many beginners can't get past, is configuring your controller for your emulators, because it takes a while to learn it. This makes it easy. Mm-hmm. It's simple. Now, is it perfect? No, it's still in beta. It's still a new product. You're going to have bugs. You're going to have quirks. But I love how the folks over at Epilogue, or I guess it's what's called, Epilogue is the name of the company.
Yeah.
I love how they lowered that bar for anyone to get into, and that's great, because emulation is a fun hobby. It's a great hobby. It takes a lot, because you know, a lot of these electronics that we have, they're getting older, they're dying, and you know, and it's almost impossible to buy. I mean, Game Boys, I don't even want to look on eBay and see how much they cost now.
It's a goal of mine this is a newer goal, but to collect all the SPs, and their prices just skyrocketed recently.
So, you know, things like this, if you had one and it died and you're like, well, I can't get a new one to play my thing, this is an option for you to play your cartridges. Excuse me. And I mean, I don't know what more to say besides that. It's a good little product. I like it.
I do too, and like, it's a thing. That is my cartridge. That is my save. That's my work I put into. So if I play that game and I play through it and I actually beat it and it saves it on there, you know, that's my hard work, especially Pokemon. You know, all going through and collecting all those, trying to collect all the 150 if it's the original one, 151, I guess technically. If I do that, I put a lot of work and stuff into it, and that's kind of a badge of honor for Pokemon players. Like, yes, this has all 151 originally Pokemon. I did it. I was able to catch them all, and this is mine. And if it just died on you, it would really suck. I'll be able to back it up and then replace your battery and put it back in there. It's great. Like, I cannot speak highly enough of this. I am very happy with the product. I'm very happy with the purchase. I'm excited to play more games on it, to be honest with you.
But let us know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Do you have this device? Are you thinking about buying this device? Do you have any questions? We'll be more than happy to answer them below. But if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button. If you want to check out more content like this, feel free to check out our channel where we do other reviews and Let's Plays. But as always, I'm your co-host, Conqueror Corey.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll See
ya.
ya.